Sunday night live. Tell you what, it's good to be back. We had fun on Thursday. We're gonna have even more fun tonight. Literally, we have nothing here. We have no content, so we're just gonna waste your time and have fun with you all in the chat. There's a lot of faith chat here, faith in the chat here tonight, Jay. I happen to be chatting with some of our viewers here, and apparently they have faith that we always find something good. Apparently, also there's fart jars. Do you know about this, Jay?
Hi everybody. No, I don't know about fart jars.
See, I told you it's Sunday Fun Day, so of course Jay's not privy to this whole previous conversation. But let's just bring Jay up to speed. So for everybody joining us here, I'm Scott. This is Jay. We're the Unacceptables. This is Sunday Night Live. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun tonight because that's what we aim to do on Sundays. Jay, we were doing a little bit of chatting in the stream here ahead of time, and apparently when I said, well, now the chat's taken off. You people are going to get banned here in a minute. Behave well. Actually, wait. They're capturing farts in jars. This might be interesting for later. Jay, what do you got for us tonight? How are you doing out there in Crest? I guess not Creston. Oh,
Wendell, Creston area.
Yeah. Creston area.
We're the same township. The same guys pick up the trash and they shovel the snow. The same one there, the agency. So me, I say Creston, it's fine, or Wendell. You can decide for yourself. Hang low. I'm good. Everything's good. I'm still white pilled, actually. Like I've been white pilled since the other day, Thursday, and it continues. But I do want to start off with one thing we haven't done yet, and that is frequently asked questions. The one question that we've received 3 times is explain to me the white pill thing. And so I didn't come up with the white pill thing. So the red pill thing was actually in existence before the Matrix, and it was used by the Coen brothers. But the guy who invented the red pill has been on the Michael Malice show like 8 times. They're like best friends. And so Michael Malice years later got permission from him to write the white pill, which is about the white pill. So anyway, I have a clip here to show you. This is Michael Malice, who doesn't, speaking of not taking things seriously, Michael Malice is a guy who is able to add a lot to the discussion without ever taking anything super seriously. And that is a unique skill, and it's a unique kind of funny. And so, I'll always direct people toward that.
Colors of pills. I don't know which pills are which.
Can you handle a traffic light?
Yes, I can do that.
So you can handle those 3 colors in a traffic light,
usually,
right? And sometimes when the yellow is blinking, you don't lose your mind.
Right.
So there's just 2 pairs of pills. It's really easy. There's the red pill and the blue pill. The blue pill is the belief that what is presented as fact by the corporate press is in fact a narrative that's close to reality. And the red pill is the understanding that what is presented as fact by the media is in actuality a carefully constructed narrative designed to keep some very unpleasant people in power. So that's 2. That's 1 pair.
Yep.
The black pill is, and there's way too much of this in conservatism for my tastes, it's a wrap. America and or the West cannot be saved.
Yeah.
That even if we have some short-term victories, the trajectories are just way too negative. They have the power, they have the numbers, they have the whatever. The white pill is simply hope. It is the certainty that it's impossible that this is a losing battle. And one of the theses of my book is when you look at the elites, when you look at those who make up what I consider the enemy class, do you think that these are impressive people? Do you think that these are unstoppable gods? No, they are buffoons often who have a lot of history on their side, who have a lot of power on their side, who's starting, in a sense, on third base. But the idea that they're definitely going to make it home, to me, as a certainty, is ridiculous.
I love this approach because I think conservatism has always been really successful betting against centralized power. Right?
Yes.
Like that's been the whole history of the movement. And it does seem like lately there's a lot of pessimism on this front.
So anyway, that's the main idea. So what I would now say to people, in a casual way, I'd say, look, take a red pill, but don't take the whole fucking bottle, because what happens is you get a fucking big black pill in your stomach. You take 1 red pill, and then you use that to learn how to make a white pill. and you turn that red pill into a white pill. And you go back and you get another red pill. And you keep doing that until the bottle's empty and your hand is full of white pills. Enough for everybody. And then they live happily ever after. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's the whole idea behind that, right? So anyway, I just wanted to cut. But yes, if you're not out there in YouTube, Rumble, TikTok universe, if you're not at some point during your day reading something that Michael Malice wrote, I don't know what you're doing with your life, you need to get a Twitter account and you need to follow Michael Malice, if nobody else, and you will get to laugh 7, 8, sometimes 12 times a day minimum from that one single thing in your phone. So do it and watch his podcast, which is usually on Sunday nights. It's called You're Welcome, spelled Y-O-U-R, welcome. And it's a wonderful Socratic look at society that's just fantastic, and it's so playful. And the stories are anarchists have really funny stories, generally speaking. So that's one thing. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I wanted to share that with everybody because that's kind of the vibe I'm in. I see some things that are terrible, but I see that the approach to everything horrible happening is getting better, and we're having a lot more fun with it. And it's time to push back, and you know, it's all falling apart and turning into a joke. And so I'm like happy about life. I nurtured my plants very early this morning, because I'm vigilant. But you know, you gotta take some time to just be excited to be alive. Sometimes that's my thinking, my philosophy.
I like it. I like it. Being excited to be alive is a good thing. Being alive is a good thing. Being excited about anything in general is a good thing. It'll put lots of good endorphins into your brain and get things running and put a positive spin on things and give you a bit of energy, a bit of boost, maybe give you the little extra lift you need to get into that project or to have that giggle or to send that message or apply for that job. Who knows? Just get excited. Excited is a good thing, Jay. Let me tell you.
A little bit of endorphins, just a few endorphins here and there, a little like a salt shaker, sprinkle it in, stupidly hot peppers and working out in a gym and maybe like climbing mountains or jumping out of planes or getting tattoos. All those things are little endorphin. Let the things fire and just flood you with, like you say, dopamines and just be happy.
Yep. Endorphins, naturally produced endorphins. So when you exert yourself and your body naturally produces endorphins, the result from after that is a very naturally produced and sustainable source of dopamine that's measured and almost like a just on the perfect drip level of nutrient for your brain, let's say. So the best way to get proper brain function and proper chemicals flowing through your brain and your body is to eat right and to exercise. And I know doctors aren't probably going to tell you that. They're going to say, take this pill, but we're not going to do that. We're going to tell you to take the white pill.
Because had enough of your red pills already, you sons of bitches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's Sunday. We decided moving forward on Sundays, we would have a feature, a segment. And this week, we're going to feature for every Sunday, we're going to have an independent media source that we like. And so this might be a little bit dry, but it's True North. You guys know how much we love them. So I'm going to play a clip here. We can talk about these guys. Here's just an overall kind of True North touching on something that they do. Here we go. You'll see her here in a second.
Last week, Tucker Carlson sent Canada's socialist left into a complete frenzy, a complete meltdown, when he jokingly said that Canada should be liberated from Justin Trudeau by the United States. Now, the reaction to Carlson's comments are both hilarious and sad at the same time. We've got all the cringe, all the embarrassment loaded up and ready to go on this show. And as always on Thursdays, we hand out the Ratio of the Week award to someone truly deserving of the prize. Drop a like in the video, help us out by subscribing to the True North YouTube channel.
Right, so that's Harrison Faulkner. He does a little feature every week called Ratioed, where he reviews basically ratios of likes, views, and responses on Twitter based on for the most part, politicians' tweets and politicians' responses to tweets and various stories and stuff. So it's kind of a cool little thing that True North does every week, and I quite enjoy it. Harrison Faulkner's really good. He doesn't have too many segments, so go check him out on that one, Ratio. And I think he puts them out on Fridays. And you
can actually see him on a lot of other podcasts too. He does a lot of good interviews with other podcasts. So if you type in like another political commentary, type in Harrison Faulkner, because there might be one in there. He's done quite a.
Cool.
He has a really good rapport around the business, and I think a lot of his work is in writing and analytics, and then that's kind of a side hustle when he does his program. That's the general gist I get out of it. Yeah.
Could be. I'm not up to speed on his resume, but certainly I enjoy his segments whenever we do see him. I've enjoyed some of the interactions. I don't have any of the clips here for tonight, but I've enjoyed. You guys look him up and look up True North in general. That's who we're talking about here tonight. I've enjoyed some of his and Andrew Lawton's interactions too when they're interviewing or doing a co-segment kind of thing. They're quite good together, and they work well. They both have a similar production sort of tone, and it's good. They're interesting. They're good guys. And the thing is here. So what we're trying to do here, the idea behind the segment was to give you guys a feel for who you might explore, to give you factual information that's going to be entertaining enough for you and is actual news, not fake, unsourced, paid for media. These guys are independent. They survive solely on donations and the little bit. I don't even think, do they have advertisers on their site? I'd have to check. I don't.
No. It's
I don't think they have any
sponsors. Public supported. No, yeah, it's like CKUA. It's just community support.
So it's community support. Whatever you donate and whatever they get from the very small amount of income they will get from clicks and likes and stuff on YouTube is all they get. So what you're going to get is a low production value, but the truth. And I think that is consistent throughout all this. Here's our other favorite guy here, Andrew Lawton. He's kind of I picture him, Jay. I don't know if you agree. I picture him as being like the anchor, if you will, of a news production show. So Andrew Lawton's really the guy that's sitting there at the anchor desk, directing to maybe Harrison Faulkner for a piece, and then whoever else for another piece. I picture him as more the host.
I would think that if Ezra wasn't quite as micromanaging as he is, I think that would be the case. I think Ezra is pretty particular guy to be working for. So it's I almost see that as more like Ezra than him, but just Ezra in the background. Like a lot of new productions are mostly about the producer of the news show too, but that only people in the business know that, right? It's all kind of fucking hazy backgroundy stuff.
Maybe I'm learning something new here. Is Ezra Levant of Rebel News the producer of True North?
Yeah, no, sorry. Not Ezra. I can't remember the other guy's name at True North. There's one that you don't see on videos, like almost ever. Okay. And I think it's funded at the beginning and has a lot of industry credit. So, but yeah, like I was gonna say is the beautiful thing about True North is that it's well done. And what you're actually watching is in real time. You can watch it evolve right in front of your face to where the production value gets better every month, and the people on the show get better. Like you can see them just like really growing into it. And it's outside of the university setting, which is really great. We need that in the world because universities are a little bit fucked up, and we need something opposing that. We need like an alternative to that. So True North would be kind of an example of that, where somebody is saying, we have the background, we've done a lot of this, and we'd like to build something. We don't have a lot of money behind it, so we're going to do it in this bootstrapping kind of way, and it's really great. It's like the essence of Bitcoin, and everything that's good in the world today is crowdfunded. That's I truly believe that. So, crowdfunded or Tesla funded. Did I lose you there, Scott? Breaker. Oh, there you are.
Breaker19. So I'm just having fun in the chat with the people. People are having fun in the chat tonight, which
Cool.
I guess that's a good thing because it's Sunday, and that was the whole idea.
Yeah.
So here's we were talking about seeing Andrew Lawton here. Here's just a clip of Andrew Lawton, so you guys know what he looks like. Go look him up. Go look up True North on YouTube. That is basically their main platform.
Yeah. Ratioed is pretty big on YouTube too as a channel. Like Ratioed has its own channel.
Yeah, you don't have to look too far. Just type in True North. You can find him. Here's Andrew Lawton, so you know what he looks like. And that was Harrison Faulkner in the last clip.
Same time, we're still navigating this together. And if you're watching me on this show, I've done, I think, what I think is a pretty good scan through, but by no means an exhaustive one. So
you're tuned in to the Andrew Lawton Show.
Now, getting right back into the thick of things. Yesterday, we did the Retrofits the Emergencies Act, and it's impossible to talk about the emergency.
So there's Andrew Lawton. He's been in a bunch of our clips, so you guys probably are very well aware of who he is.
We're big supporters,
and we're
big supporters.
We're quite big fans. And then just one more host on True North. May as well roll this, then we can talk about True North, and then we've got some more stuff here as well. But let's just take a look. Here's Rebecca.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Alberta Roundup. I'm your host, Rachel.
Yes, Rachel Emanuel, not Rebecca. I don't know why I said Rebecca. I was thinking of something else. Either way, so that's Rachel. So those are like basically your three kind of co-hosts, anchors / main personalities there. And then Jay, you were talking, there's somebody else, a producer, somebody else. Do you know their name?
I can't think of it at the moment. I had it all fucked up with. I don't know why. Shit. No, I can't think of it. It's not a typical Western European name. That's why. I don't. There's a lot of V's and J's. Which I'm pissed for.
Well, either way, if anybody really cares, I can look it up. But either way, check out True North, please, guys. They're my plug for the week. And nobody in the chat needs to make jokes about me plugging True North either, because we're not gonna go there today, okay? Because you guys are not funny at all. And Jay, the chat is, we're not. I mean, these people are not behaving themselves very well, so there might be some slaps on the wrist coming. But either way, what do you got for us tonight, Jay? What's your take?
Is everybody ready for an update? Yeah. I got an update actually on the Rabbit Hole Nursery.
Oh, there we go.
I'd like to show you here. There you go.
I love that. Little green babies coming out in those reused Nestle water bottles.
Yeah.
The beginning of the cycle of food. Um, I've always loved the idea of a seed because seeds are nature's atom bomb. It's a little nuclear bomb of energy, and when it gets the right things to set it off, it grows with everything it needs to grow that plant right up to the point where it has, I think, 2 sets of leaves for most plants. So that's
Yeah.
pretty incredible when you consider the fact that it can germinate and grow itself, produce a root system, and grow leaves and start to produce, absorb nutrients just from what's in the seed before it even takes nutrients from the soil. It can take nutrients from the air and from the sun, and
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Well, that's the folic acid that is heavy in seeds. Is sort of if you want to think about it like this. So if DNA, right, had like a choice between a pass load nailer, like pop, 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 like an old school hammering nails bit, then basically those folic acids that are in seeds are like the pass load nailer, and essentially not having, if plants having access to those folic acids is like them using the old school hammer and smashing their finger and all this. So the folic acid that's in those seeds is incredible stuff. All the plants that don't have access to that or have a low amount of it are slow, and it's like you say, it is a nuclear reaction. It's like and especially because the atom keeps getting smaller all the time, so now we're down to like these tiny little particle. Well, the amount of that's in one plant is just fucking astronomical. Right?
Yeah,
like
it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, you look at seeds like mustard seeds, they're tiny, but like the brassicas are one of these plants that can that can be like cabbage or kale or mustard seed or there's a bunch of other ones too. All from the same seed, just based on slight variations in temperature and different things. That's pretty incredible. That little tiny little seed that's barely the size of the dot from a fine tip pen like this one. You guys can see that, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to see that. That tiny little dot is actually capable of producing something that can grow to, sort of maybe 5-6 inches tall and produce its first leaves and start to produce some type of food and then turn into something. I mean, obviously you got to put nutrients and add some sun in there later, but it's a pretty incredible little thing. A seed is, for sure. I quite enjoy the idea. Pardon me. I quite enjoy the idea that you can take. Also, another thing about cool thing about baby plants is what I love about things like tomatoes is that you can grow a tomato plant up to about 2 feet tall, maybe. And then you start to take the little shoots that come off of it, where it has the suckers, we call them. You take those and you can germinate those as well. Well, not germinate them. What you do is you just put a root compound on them and stick them in a grow down, or even just add vitamins, and they'll start to develop their own roots. You've got a bunch of tomato plants. And so what I used to do is get some seeds from a really good, well-producing tomato plant that I had gotten used to my area. And then I would grow 1 or 2 of those and then make my whole crop of tomatoes, like say 20, 30, 40, 50 plants off of those 2 plants, just by rooting offshoots of those plants, because they were already accustomed to the environment and to how I had everything going. That was like, I mean, I had the most productive tomato. Like, I had so many tomatoes, I didn't know what to do with them. I just had a stack of jars in my cold storage, floor to ceiling, and most of them were just tomatoes that I just jarred into sauce because I just didn't know what to do with them all. It was so productive. And even in my greenhouse the next year, some of the tomatoes that I missed, some of the green tomatoes, when the seeds dropped into the soil, the next season, a bunch of tomato plants started popping up. Some of the tomatoes that dropped on the gravel in between the 2 beds also started popping up tomato plants right out of the gravel. I was just like, Jesus, I must have done good with those tomatoes. And those were grape tomato. No, not grape tomatoes. Roma tomatoes.
Yeah.
They did.
I've got 4 varieties, and I'm cloning 16 plants. I'm cloning four different kinds of tomatoes,
Cool.
4 plants of each. Because I want to like sell them to people. I'm just gonna sit at the end of my driveway doing my thing, and sell people tomato plants for $1. Really good, decent tomato plants, and save them a bunch of money on getting them from the store. And maybe they'll get 2 or 3, and they'll actually do something with tomatoes. And I'll have done a little bit of good in the world. And so, like I want to do the full 16 plants, and I want to just completely fill my greenhouse with clones all the time, so that I can just keep selling little plants to people from like mid-March all the way through till the end of June. Just flat out, like dozens a day, for all I care, right? And I'm trying to set up a way to do that, and it's also it's a way for me to learn how to do microgreening too. So it's kind of an entry point into that whole thing, which I'd like to do as well. I'd like to do microgreens in a tower more so than in a than in a Kratky. I'd rather do an NFT tower idea for that.
For microgreens, interesting.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit more run of the mill with microgreens. I just tend to do them in the seedling trays with a thin layer of soil, and just trim everything, and then rinse, wash, and reuse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just everything's just a little faster in hydro. Like it's just hydroponics is just a touch faster. It's not much. It's not much, but like, so when I start the seeds and then run them hydroponically, right? So I can get in 17 days to the 3rd set of leaves, to where I'm already starting to prune them, unless I'm going to clone them, and then I leave them. But the ones that I'm not cloning, I'll prune after 17 days. I'll be already taking leaves off.
Gotcha.
And so it allows me to I could do 3 seasons a year, right? So I could mature these by the middle of March, and be cloning and starting us then, so that there's 3 harvests, right? At different good times of the year here, right? We have a couple of wet spots throughout the year where I don't even want to be bothering with like growing fruit at that point. I'd rather it was like everything was moving into fruit season. So, but I've also got the 24 potato babies sitting in the window there, ready, just growing eyes. I'm hoping to get about 70 or 80 seedlings out of those 24 potatoes, which I think they will do. They seem to have quite a few eyes on them, and I think they'll all sprout. I handled them very, very well I winterize potatoes really, really good. I have been for years, and in a very specific way, and it works 100%. Like I get like 97% of those are gonna sprout.
That's
and
cool.
I'm pretty happy.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So there's some chat going on in the stream here, and there's some very interesting stuff,
cool.
Jay.
Nice.
Here, so we've got Logan here talking about borage and nettle chickweed, which is I don't know what nettle chickweed is, but we have nettle here, so we'll gather nettle in the spring before it gets too big, and then you boil that, and it's an incredibly good source of iron and a bunch of other good cool vitamins.
Nettle soup.
Nettle soup, yeah.
That's what my grandma made when I was a kid, all the time. Nettle and leek. She would just make cream of leek with nettle. Really, really good.
Right.
Yeah. That's Scottish fare. That's how we do it up there.
I wonder if we have a way to add. Can we send? Maybe we can add somebody to the chat here, Jay. Let's invite a guest.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I don't know how. I know nothing about on here. I haven't even looked at that yet. It's really embarrassing.
On your let's see if we can do this here, Jay. Just for shits and giggles. I want to try and jump Logan in here. She's talking about soup and different things. All right, now Logan, I don't know. You can probably hear us. If we can jump you into the stream here, do you want to come chat with us? say yes or no or whatever you want, or go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter, I suppose. We'll wait for her answer. I want to talk.
Our viewer in Michigan. That's our token Michigonian.
Our token American. It's like our token white person. Now here's so.
No, Heather's in Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. So we have two token white people then. So Logan's willing to jump in. So okay, so Jay, at the bottom of your screen here, you'll see where there's your mic mute button and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just past the share screen button on there is a invite guest button. I don't have Logan's personals, but you probably do. So can you see that on your screen there? Just beside share screen, to the right, from left to right, to the right of the camera and the mute button should be an invite guest button. We're gonna Logan, we're gonna try and get you in here in a minute. Jay's gonna work on that. I don't have your personal, so I can't do that for you. But in the interim, while he's working on that, I want to roll. This is just another clip of True North talking about C21. Now, we had C21 pop up again. Turns out that just recently, just this past week, the Liberal government has rescinded or removed, rather, some of their proposed amendments to C21 bills. So they've taken out most of the bolt action stuff. They've taken out shotguns. They've taken out semi-automatic rifles, which is, well, most, again, not all, but most, which is a relief. But I would look at it like they were going for 100% of the guns, and then they gave us back 85% of it. So really, it's a loss because we still lost 15%. I want people to keep that in mind. It's not really a win because they still took away 15% of these legally purchased and legally owned firearms, none of which are used for crimes. I mean, again, it's all a ridiculous thing. They still took away 15% of these things. So sure, yeah, we got 85% back, but let's not celebrate because that's still a 15% net loss. So it came back a little bit, but it's not fixed quite yet. I want to roll. Here's some C21 logic for you out of Canadian Parliament, Pierre Poilievre.
That the minister has provided in his very legislation, it is not assault rifles, it is hunting rifles. Let me list off some of the rifles. The Montefeltro Super 90 Turkey, the Mossberg 715T, Tactical 22 Duck Commander, the Benelli Super Black Eagle Ducks Unlimited. These are firearms specifically designed to hunt small fowl and to go after vermin and other farm pests. Why won't the government target real crime rather than targeting farmers and hunters?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I assure my colleague that we're going to work with the members of the Standing Committee on Public Safety with regards to this amendment, but more importantly, our goal here is to target those assault-style rifles, those AR-15-style guns, which have been used in far too many casualties in Portapique, in Quebec, in Ontario, where most recently we saw 2 frontline police officers gunned down. Mr. Speaker, I don't know how anyone can look the families of the victims in the eye and say that we can't do everything that is necessary to take these guns off of our streets. These AR-15s have no place on our streets, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Leader of the Opposition.
Well, he's doing nothing to take dangerous guns off the street. In fact, 82% of guns used in crime in Toronto, according to the city's police, come smuggled across the border. He's done nothing about that, but he wants to spend another $1 billion going after rifles and shotguns that are specifically designed and used by hundreds of thousands of law-abiding and licensed Canadians for hunting. And these are law-abiding people who've been vetted by the RCMP. Why does he keep targeting the lawful people rather than keeping the illegal guns out?
There you go. You have some C21 logic from the Poilievre government with Conservatives, and they did do a good job at battling, specifically the one MP from Alberta, whose name escapes me right now, did a great job of battling that law and getting some of the amendments reversed or rescinded. However, there's still a fight there. So Don't see this as a victory. See it as a battle one, not a war one. Let's say it that way. Jay, did we figure out how to get Logan in here to talk about Plant? She's got some interesting stuff to say.
She's got to restart phone. She said she's got the link, but her phone goofed on it, so she's going to restart and try again. This is a browser, right? It's not an app, so it's not like restarting the app's going to work. So yeah, she's trying that right now. I'm getting a little. I got like an above screen ticker for it face. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So here's another fun thing. So this is in terms of the Rabbit Hole Guild, which is the sister program to like this is a Rabbit Hole project. We've been contacted and had a couple good meetings with a big alliance on the Ants game, the Underground Kingdom. And so we launched that yesterday morning. Did a little project together, and I think that they're going to have they're going to build a channel within the Rabbit Hole app for their members, and they're going to branch out to other games and things too. So that's the birth of kind of Rabbit Hole gaming projects, which there's lots in the white paper. Lots for the future. This is kind of a brand new thing that popped up that was unexpected. And so I just wanted to share a bit of that with you guys, and that's here.
Down the rabbit hole. I'm not afraid to take you with me.
Welcome, fellow compatriots of the Fire Ants and the Rabbit Hole Guild. Here's a tutorial that'll take you through the steps that you take when you look down at messages. You see that one, you pop it open and you find that you have a message from the Rabbit Hole Guild congratulating you on having been selected to be the daily or weekly recipient of a big fat harvest from Rabbit Hole Farms. So take it away, Nancy.
All right, so in this message you're going to see.
So that's that's kind of the first episode. We're gonna work on tutorials, community-based stuff on Discord. We're gonna build them a database so that they can store their. And possibly even they may have a token, a governance token, set up on a blockchain, so we can do all that for them. And in exchange, we'll probably gain a large amount of membership out of that, which is good. Now we've got a couple of Rabbit Hole Guild members who are in the Ants Underground Kingdom game, building farms right now. And Felix, who works on, who's working on our browser, he's running one of the farms on there, and that's a lot of fun. And it's a really fun environment, actually. It's really cool. Every single ant that exists you can collect it, have it fight, learn about it, collect them all. It's for a nerd. It's a really, really fun game. So, yeah. So you could search Rabbit Hole Guild on the Ants Underground Kingdom. We're in an alliance called the Fire Ants, and then we have a farming hive too. So that's one thing that if anybody likes the phone stuff, that's one way you can go with that. And we're gonna have a lot of fun with that in the future, and we're gonna have something just like that. It's so great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's dope. I mean, for people who are wondering what they're looking at, for those of you that might be a little bit old school like myself, that's something more in the realm of like an NFT, metaverse style of thing, where it's similar to a Bitcoin as far as the monetary end goes, and as far as the value of the actual thing goes, it's more like an NFT or or something of that version. So it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, for those
in the art world, it's in the nerd art world. Yeah,
the nerd art world. Yeah. We don't. Okay, so it says. So here's Logan. My phone told me to F myself and won't let me open that at all. God.
Yeah, that's what I had gotten to. Yeah.
I wonder why. That's weird.
Some phones, some phones, there's a setting somewhere. You, for whatever reason, some phones will not allow the browser to access their microphone.
Well, Logan,
like ever.
We're gonna have to get you to make us a video, if you don't mind, Logan. I know you're watching right now, so if you don't mind, Logan, put together a video for us that we can put up, because I'm very interested in what you're talking about, the natural wilds and the seeds from that, and things like nettle and those different things. So please, if you don't mind, put together a video, even if you just show some of your processes, talk about some of it, take some pictures, whatever you can, and send it to myself or Jay, and we'll get it up in the stream, because I'd love to see it, and I'm sure some of our viewers would like to see it.
And I've known Logan for a couple of years, so I have seen quite a bit of it. Yeah, she has a lot of interesting stuff, and I should have thought of that sooner. Because she does some cool stuff over in Facebook land.
Cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff, and I love
I
love learning, and especially when it comes to growing food and being nutritious and being all natural.
Yeah, that's right.
Logan says she will absolutely do a video for us in the Green Kingdom. Beautiful.
Sweet.
Thank you, Logan. I appreciate it so much. And thank you, as always, anybody in the chat and any of our viewers. Thank you for joining us.
We'll jazz it up and give it a theme song and everything. It'll be fucking fantastic.
While we've got you here, Logan and Heather and Erica, anybody else in the chat, please run and join us on t.me. It's scrolling here at the bottom of your screen. If you're looking on your phone, it might be hard for you to see. So it's t.me/Rabbit Hole Guild. That's on Telegram. You might have to download the app, but go to the Telegram website to download the app from your phone or on your phone. Don't go to Google Play to get it, because it's a different version. Okay, so go to the Telegram website, just type in Telegram, and then go into t.me/Rabbit Hole Guild. And that's our chat, and we can't accept your messages there, but you can create your own channel. We'll join yours. But generally speaking, most of what we'll talk about in every stream is there, as well as some of the stuff we can't talk about on here, because we're on YouTube and Twitter, and YouTube is notoriously bad at censoring people, so we stay out of some of the areas that might get us censored or banned or strikes.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I can't smoke and or say the words hash pipe on here. So I'm going to do it anyway, just to test the waters, because really we've never had any. I haven't ever had an issue. I haven't ever had YouTube say, we don't like that. Never. Not one single time. Nothing I've ever done. It's so bizarre.
maybe that's a gray area, because it's now legal in Canada to smoke hash or weed or other derivatives. So perhaps that's a gray area and they can't. Maybe it's regional. I don't know.
Yeah, but on anything, I mean, like YouTube's never, I've never had any trouble from them on anything whatsoever. One time, one of the songs that we actually own copyright to.
I will, Erica, in a second. Carry on, Jay. I will, Erica, in a second. Talk about that.
Got bumped a little bit, and but yeah, no, I've never. Well, I don't have any notifications of anything. I mean, there's probably the shadow banning thing for sure. But, yeah, I've never had any content. Comments. I know the algorithm on YouTube, it's comments. YouTube will just automatically block certain contents, remove certain comments. They're more kind of, as far from my experience, they're almost as much what's going in comments as what's going on in the video, which is stupid and wrong and asinine. But that is the nature of the beast.
It is.
I think because it's math. It's math. That's why. Video doesn't translate into math very good.
No, it does not. That makes perfect sense, or not, depending on if you understand math or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to change the subject here back to what we were talking about before. The people in the chat here again. I'm going to show you this here, Jay. I don't know if you can see this. Erica says here. Can you see this, Jay, on your screen? Tell about the fermented hot sauce. No,
I have no share screen or whatnot.
All right, you can't see anything. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, we grew a bunch of hot peppers, habaneros, and Trinidad scorpions, and Carolina Reapers and Primeros and a bunch of different peppers in our greenhouse this past summer, and then we took them all off. I harvested them all, and then fermented them. So basically, the process was you take them all, you harvest them when they're super ripe. They got to be super ripe. And you take this, basically just take the stems off and cut them in half, and you put them into a jar with the salt brine. Look up a salt brine online. It's pretty easy to find. And then you add in your onions and your garlic. And so what I did is like about 80% onions, or rather 80% hot peppers. And then the other 15% was onions and 5% garlic, or somewhere around there, 10 and 10, something like that. You let that sit in the salt for any number of days. I did it for 2 weeks. You drain some of your brine off, and then you blend that up. And then what I did was bottle a bunch of that, and they're asking us to talk about this. So I've given away some of it. I've stopped giving it away because people are asking to buy it. Jay, take the stream just for a second. I'm going to be right back because I want to show you guys in the stream here. I'm going to grab a bottle. Erica was kind enough to bottle some up for us here. So
cool. I'm going to talk dehydrated peppers.
There you go. Perfect. And I'll talk about my hot sauce. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to fix the screen here. I'm all thumbs. Demande de colis Saint-Cyboire tabarnak de mon Dieu. Oh, you did. Oh, he got it. I just went to go do that, right? Okay, folks. And this is what I do with the ghost peppers, and I actually take and I dry them out to like about halfway, and then I press them in between a wax paper, and like I put wax paper on either side, and I put books on there, and then I take that down and I put that squashed little guy in a bright windowsill for like the end of the summer, like or the September, I guess, until it's nice and dry, and then I get these little magical hot chippy things. They're really fucking delicious. So that's a cool thing to do. If you know somebody who grows pepper plants with wee little hot peppers, they probably get 10 times more peppers than they want, and they're usually willing to part with them. I don't usually grow them. I get them given. They're given to me. Last year I did grow some, enough that I had some. So, and what you do is you just take this little ghost peppery guy like this. And I just kind of bite a little bit off of it. Yeah, kind of a fun, especially for, say, if you're like trail walking, if you're up in the mountains or whatever, it's a little bit cold. You like slam a couple of those in you, and you will be warm like fucking inside out in a really, really serious way. It's very, very quite noticeable. I have no idea what where Scott was going after that. I'm doing hot peppers.
I'm right here. I was just waiting for you to be down there. So what I wanted to show you guys, so I wanted to talk about the process here of how we made the hot sauce. So basically how it worked was I took the peppers, like I said, took the stems off, took the caps off, cut them in half, and then put them into a jar that looks just like this. Okay, with garlic and onion on the top, and then put a salt brine in there. And the salt brine, again, you can look that up online. It's pretty easy to make. It's just salt and water. Just heat up the salt, or heat up the water rather, and then blend the salt in so it turns into a liquid. That's salt brine. And then you let that sit. And what I did is buy a fermentation kit on Amazon. So fermentation kit, you can buy a weight. It has a little nipple thing on top that burps out the CO2. And so it sits there and ferments. Once it's done, I waited about 2 weeks. You take that weight out, you take the nipple out, drain off some of the salt water, and then you blend it all up. And so it ends up going from something like this, which is just a jar of blended stuff that we're just keeping in the fridge, into this is what it looks like when you buy it. Just a cute little bottle of hot sauce. So that's a fermented hot sauce. The beautiful part about it is full of probiotics, macrobiotics, and great stuff for your stomach, as well as from all reports, not just from my own opinion, from everybody who talks about it. They love it. It's one of the best hot sauces they've ever had. Some people are saying they want to bring it to hot sauce producers to have it looked at by them to see if they can market it. So apparently it's pretty good. And I discovered it newly just this past year, this past season. I tried to make use of all the hot peppers I grew in the greenhouse, which it was full of them. And we've got cases of hot sauce now. So for anybody that might be interested in purchasing some, if you're nearby, come on and see us. Most of you probably aren't, but one day we might be able to ship these, and you could order them right from us here live. So either way, Jim, I'm going to bring you back in if you're ready to go.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, here we go. Jays.
Yeah, sorry. I bounced. I zoned out there for a second.
No worries.
Yeah, no. If you don't go down to the lower mainland once a year, and possibly to the island, then again, I with the Michael Malice thing, right? So this is my number 2 rule. You have to go and hang out in Vancouver Island and an area once or twice.
Mm.
A year. Once at the minimum, and then you'll have a good life. Without that, you won't quite as good a life, I don't think.
You got to get exposed to what everybody else is doing and some of the other cultures and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. Sorry, I have one more funny clip, and so I'm gonna derail the conversation real quick. Oh no, I'm not going to actually. Sorry, I see that baked. Now listen, get a PayPal set up, okay, for your pepper sauce, because we got approved for monetization. I was going to save it right for the end, but we're on the topic right now. We did get approved for monetization. We can have PayPal and everything on here, so we could have Rabbit Hole PayPal and a hot sauce PayPal, etc. So if you just yourself up a PayPal account, and then you can post a link in there, and people can.
I feel like it would cost more to ship it than the hot sauce was worth. I think that's part of.
What if they want? What if they want to support it and buy a T-shirt?
Well, then that's different. Then we can talk.
There you go.
We can talk business then.
There you go. Yeah. It's called crowdfunding, and it's not illegal. And there's not nearly as many rules on it as people think there is. not nearly as many. So that's a direction that we're going in, like, immediately. I've got the PayPal went through on Friday afternoon. They finally hooked that up to the business account. So the Rabbit Hole Guild can start monetizing membership with the Dallo and YouTube and etc. Like we could have a YouTube lounge or something. Like if we had a bunch of people that wanted to do the YouTube thing and then wanted an extended episode or extra episode or whatever, then we could just put it on there for only those people.
Very cool.
That's really cool. And I just want to make it clear to everybody that that's actually part of the terms and conditions at the Rabbit Hole Guild. It's a core philosophy. We're not going to accept credit cards of any kind ever, because 40% of the credit card transaction of the people who have credit cards that use them online, 40% of people get scammed by their credit card online. And I don't want to have access to the information because I don't want somebody to break in to steal it from me. So I'm going to say I will not accept your credit card number at any point in time. Don't even bother. If you're watching, if you want to become part of the Rabbit Hole Guild movement when it becomes a little more linear, then you'll have to get a PayPal because we will not accept credit card payments. Credit cards are too dangerous online. PayPal really protects you. That's Elon Musk. So this is critically important for us. We'd also do draft checks. Because that's old school. Your bank to mine, and it's solid, and nobody can possibly get ripped off. That's all I'm interested in. We don't actually want to have on our database anybody's credit card information ever. We are not going to actually store addresses. We're going to confirm addresses. So right now we're writing what's called an algorithm for that. What the algorithm will do is it will give you a way for you to enter your address so that the site can confirm that it's legal for you to be on the site in your postal code, and then it will immediately delete the address. Once we have confirmed that it's legitimate to be there, we delete the address instantly and don't store it. So again, and we don't ever want your phone number. So that's the deal with the Rabbit Hole Guild, is to eventually be a paid membership, extremely good platform with a browser, with an app, with a radio app, and with a gaming app. All of those things for your device without your address being stored online or your credit card number ever being stored online, and no tracking because it doesn't come out of the Google Play Store either. So that's our philosophy, and that's how things will always be done. So that Google it's none of their business, so they're not going to be involved. That's the end of story. Your MasterCards, none of that. It'll ever. We're not storing people's data. We can confirm it, and that is all that we actually have to do, is confirm the data. We don't have to store it. The only reason that they do store it is so they can sell it to somebody, and I don't want any of it.
No. So no, we don't do that. Jay, while we're on the subject here, Logan's saying she will what does she say here? She'll manifest a t-shirt, y'all.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is so everybody knows, we have this here, this chat overlay you see behind us, the unacceptables. There's actually a graphic. You see that in a lot of our transitions and stuff. So if you think you'd like to have a t-shirt like that, I think we'd probably just do a black t-shirt with white print on it. Let us know. We will
vinyl
get one.
Vinyl only. No fucking silkscreen. No silkscreen.
No, it'll be good quality. But we will let us know. We'll get one out to you. Jay will give you the info in the description. I think we could probably have those ready in about 6 weeks to ship, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, it looks
6 weeks or less.
6 weeks or less. So just let us
know.
Anybody
wants any kind of custom t-shirt off of me, if you got $40-50, I'll get you whatever kind of t-shirt in this world that you want for $50.
Yeah, no, I think, well, for sure. I think we want to keep the t-shirts in a reasonable price range, and $40-50 $40-50 is a bit much for even our rich American friends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's like $15 down there, which is a lot of money.
So I got just one funny clip that's irrelevant to anything. I just had to play it. It's so good.
Well, it was physics.
Oh, physics. Okay.
A little bit of mathematics and drama. But physics I was interested in, and it's funny, I was talking with Bob backstage. Like, I had this great physics teacher at school in Ballymena, County Antrim, Northern Ireland. And I remember he did this experiment to show that sound travels in waves, which it does.
Right.
And the piece of apparatus is called the Kuntz tube. That's K-U-N-D-T-S. The gentleman is...
I've been on that website, by the way. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, now we can...
Yeah, Kuntz tube. Anyway, it's a glass tube, and there's light powder in the middle of it. And there's a bung at one end, and there's a glass rod goes in, and you know that experiment you do with a wine glass with water, and if you wet your finger and go around the top, it makes a resonance.
It hums, yeah, right, yeah.
So you do the same with the glass tube. You rub it with a chamois leather. Sounds very sexy. And it creates a sound, a resonance. And the powder lying on the bottom of the tube forms little nodes and antinodes.
I see. And
that proves that sound travels in waves.
And who is it named after?
Auguste Kunt. Or maybe it's Auguste Kunt. You should get Steven Seagal. He knows the proper pronunciation.
Steven Seagal, famous, slipped up a couple of years ago, and he told the world that Liam Neeson doesn't know how to throw a punch, And Liam Neeson took a couple years to find out about that, but he was a boxing champion when he was a kid, so he does know how to punch. Yeah.
And what's funny is we've got Steven Seagal, who's not a martial artist by any stretch of the imagination, and never was, who lies a lot telling a guy like Liam Neeson, who's a legit boxer, he doesn't know how to throw a punch. That's the funny part. All right, listen, you know what? I think that's going to do it for us. We'll probably end it here. It's Sunday night. It's just about 9:36 Pacific time anyways. So you guys must have some kind of life. I know we don't necessarily, but you must. So go and live that life. Thank you very much for joining us.
This is an extended Saturday night because tomorrow's a holiday, so for us. You don't have a holiday tomorrow?
No, we do here in BC, but I don't know if anybody else does in the States. I don't know if it's
They have President's Day, but it's not a day off. Tomorrow's President's Day in the United States, but they don't get a day off for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a named day. So, anyway, yeah. Thanks everybody. Keep your ear to the ground about the app. There'll probably be some updates on YouTube. We'll probably do them separate of this show a little bit, and but maybe here and there on the air as well. But we'll be, for if you're a gamer, if you're a nerd, if you're a political dissident, if you're just a person who wants to see the other sort of scope of things, it's a good family for you to be in. So always the email's always join at therabbitholeguild.com. Therabbitholeguild.com. Join at therabbitholeguild.com.
Yeah, and that's
you can become a member.
Yeah, and that's always always scrolling across the bottom here of the stream and the ticker. If you're watching on your phone, it might be hard to see. I don't know what we could do about that. Watch us on Rumble. We'll be on Rumble, I think, next week. Jay, we'll be on Rumble.
Well, if you put it on full screen, you can see the ticker.
And you can see the full screen on.
Have a license.
Are you? No kidding. Why are you driving if you can't see the ticker when it's on full screen on your phone? Unless you've got like an Apple, like an iPhone 4 or something, and then in which case you should be ashamed of yourself.
I'll believe that when me shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
And also from the chat, by the way, just as a last little touch here, according to Erica, she's decided she wants to ferment fart jars. So on that note, we're going to call it, folks. We might have to ban some people in the next chat. Much love from the, it's despicable and it's unacceptable, just like we are here. All right. That's right. That's it for us, kids. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll see you again Tuesday. 8 p.m., not 8:30, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Scott. This is Jay. We're the Unacceptables. Good night.